Blue has warned her, Madam has warned her, but then got on board. And now we are finding Dom back in a romantic relationship with Amp. But child, it's still giving dummy. What's good, y'all? She gets this Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another All the Queens Men video. And this one is about all of our favorite DJ Dom, and specifically my thoughts, my concept of Dom is a dummy. I really had to talk about it because it's something that has been bothering me for a while as it pertains to her and her character development. When we first meet Dom, she stands out as one of the only true civilians aside from El Fuego, right? She is a true civilian at Club Eden. She's literally the only other clean person who's in the mix. Everyone else has some type of criminal ties, some seedy past, or questionable motives. But Dom, she's the young, pretty girl who was saved by Madam from the streets and given the opportunity at Eden that changed her life. What made Dom so intriguing at first was how she carried herself. She had these steadfast rules. She didn't date dancers. She didn't mix personal and professional. When we first meet her, she's navigating the club and all of its seedy characters with this air of professionalism that made us believe if we saw her life outside the club, she'd have this normal, well-adjusted existence. We assumed she commanded self-respect, had discipline, and had taken the opportunity at Eden to build something meaningful for herself. Her character was somebody that you immediately loved and immediately wanted to root for. But here's where things get complicated, because as the series progresses, we start seeing cracks in this facade. Take how she fought Red to protect Madam's interests, physically getting involved when he tried to rob the club, or when she found the money under Amp's bed and immediately reported it to Madam despite being in a relationship with Amp. These moments show an unyielding loyalty to Madam that goes beyond professional dedication. It speaks to something just a little bit deeper, something more concerning about Dom's sense of self. And let's really dig into what that says about Dom's sense of self, because when someone places their entire identity in service of another person, in this case Madam, it often reveals a profound lack of personal identity. Dom has elevated Madam to almost a mythical status in her life, seeing her not just as an employer or even a mentor, but as a savior. This kind of idolization is dangerous because it prevents Dom from developing her own sense of self outside of Madam's influence. It's as if she's replaced whatever emptiness she's felt before with a blind loyalty to Madam, never questioning whether her devotion is actually serving her growth as a person. Then we have the messy situation with Big D and Amp, which really shows just how deep Dom's identity crisis goes. Her back and forth between these two men isn't just indecisiveness. It's a reflection of her inability to define what she truly wants for herself. When Amp is treating her badly, she didn't turn to Big D because she saw something special in him. No, she used him as a tool to make Amp jealous, which speaks volumes about how little she values not just herself, but others around her. The way she played with Big D's feelings, culminating in that awkward sexual encounter at the club, shows someone who's so lost in their own pain and need for validation that they're willing to use others as pawns in their emotional games. Now, let's talk about Amp, because this is where Dom really starts showing her dummy tendencies. This man killed his ex-girlfriend, served 9 years in jail for it, and when he first started getting close to Dom, he lied about it, claimed it was an accident, which it actually wasn't. And it wasn't until she made him angry enough that the truth actually came out. He did all of it intentionally. Then there's the incident with the little club goer that, you know, the other woman that he's having sex with in the shower, and he's completely checked out, not paying attention to the fact that there's hooks in the shower that they're having sex with, or that they're having sex in. He is so worried about his actual enjoyment, he's not paying attention to her, and then he hangs her up like some Christmas light. Another death on his hand. This is another woman who was dead because of him, another body he treated like it never even mattered. And how did he treat Dom when she told Madam about the money? He was dismissive, disrespectful, treated her worse than a dog in the damn streets for weeks. What's even more troubling about how both of these relationships with Amp and Big D show that Dom doesn't actually have standards and what she wants in a partner. Neither man actually demonstrated the capacity to be a valuable, equally yoked partner who could support her in the kind of life that she claims to want. They showed sexual attraction, yes, and desire to possess her, but nothing more substantial. Yet Dom bounced between them, taking turns choosing each one as if any attention was better than no attention at all. And now we're watching something that would make any self-respecting person's jaw drop. After everything, the murders, the lies, the disrespect, Dom is back in Amp's arms like he is some kind of prize. Yo, let me break this down. This man has been in AA for what, a week? Throwing around I'm sorry's like confetti at a party, but where's the real change? Where's the accountability? The man has 2 dead women in his past, treated Dom like she was less than nothing for weeks, and suddenly he's Prince Charming because he can string together a few apologies. Make it make sense. Watching Dom make these choices is like watching a horror movie when you're screaming at the character, don't go in that room. But instead of a haunted house, it's a haunted relationship, and our girl is running straight into it with a goddamn gonna smile on her face.
Look, it's for you. I just wanted to let you know how proud I am of how seriously you're taking your recovery.
Y'all know the moments when you're watching the show and you kind of have to pause it so that you can process the foolishness that you're witnessing? Yeah, this is one of those times. And I can't possibly be the only one feeling like this. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're looking at Dom sideways right now. Now, be clear, I can empathize with Dom because I've definitely been there. I'm not just sitting here judging from my high horse. I can tell y'all about one of my dummy seasons because, yes, I have had more than one. I remember being so sprung on this man that I turned into his personal chauffeur because, you know, he didn't have a license. Shout out to Meg. That Meg line where she like, how you crying over nigga that'll be asking for a ride? That was me. Yeah, that was me, but it's all good. I was this man's ATM. I was his cheerleader. I was his everything in a lot of ways, constantly trying to prove my love while he was giving me the bare minimum and no money and disappointment in return. Yeah, that's it. Looking back now, I'm like, girl, what was you thinking? But that is the thing about our dummy seasons. You don't know that you're in one until you're out of it. And I can see how I valued that person more than I valued myself at that particular point in time, putting myself in a cycle of constantly proving my worth to someone who hadn't even earned the right to receive it. Like, let's clock that. What's particularly heartbreaking about Dom's quick forgiveness of Amp is how it reflects on a larger pattern that we get to see with Black women. We are so quick to mobilize ourselves to aid others, especially Black men, while neglecting our own well-being. We try to be the bridge, the fixer, the ride or die, taking on the emotional and oftentimes physical and mental labor that isn't ours to carry. Dom's rushing to forgive Amp isn't just about love. It's about her need to be perceived as kind, loyal, and loving, even at the cost of her own safety and self-worth. I think that Club Eden has shifted from being her saving grace to becoming a prison, trapping her into toxic patterns, keeping her around people who don't have her best interests at heart. She's made the club her entire world, limiting her ability to grow beyond its walls and actually see that she deserves much more than what she's settling for. The club that once represented her salvation has become the very thing keeping her from her true growth and self-discovery, and I hate that for her. And let me be clear, y'all. This is the truth. You can be a dummy. We all have our dummy seasons, but the key is recognizing it and growing from it. Forgiveness is fine. It's for you and not them. But what do you do after the forgiveness? That's what defines your growth. When you value yourself and stop accepting disrespect, dismissal, and destruction as love, you stop forgetting the betrayal and how it made you feel, and you start making decisions that align with your worth. That is when you come out of your dummy season, and that is when you're back to winning. Thank y'all so much for listening on this quick video where I just had to discuss how I believe that Dom is a damn dummy. Doesn't make her a bad person, but it does make her damn dumb. And I hope that this season we can watch her come out of her dummy season as we've seen her walk into it. If you made it this far in the video, it's giving that you actually liked it. So you should be subscribed. If you're not, go ahead, subscribe. But most importantly, hit that like button and drop a comment in the comment section. I would love to know your take on this particular topic. Do you think that Dom is a dummy? Do you think that she's not? Is there something that I missed? I cannot wait to further the conversation with you in the comment section down below. It's your good sis, you let us talk TV with. Be on the lookout for my All the Queens Men episodic breakdowns every single week. And then I have more subject videos like this to come. Turn on your bell notifications and I'll see you in the next one.